like, who would you not give $5 to if they could give you, if they're going to give you 43 in return? It's that simple. Hi, my name is Joe, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can basically work less and earn more. And what I'm basically going to show you is how you can start charging way more for what you currently do without having to worry about losing any jobs. Okay? If you haven't watched any other videos from my channel, I'll give you a quick bio. So my name is Joe. I own Deptford Fence located in southern New Jersey. Started in June of 2015 with pretty much no experience. Only started because there was a post in a panel that got damaged in a tornado, and company was going to charge $400 minimum in labor, 4 to 6 weeks to come out for the business I was working for, and I decided to do it on my own. Pocketed the cash, figured it out along the way, started advertising on Craigslist. Fast forward, by the third year, we hit a little over $1 million in sales. This year, 2 years after that, we're close to doubling that. Before, I guess the main focus I've been working on for the past 2 years is how to go from working 80 hours a week down to what I currently do, which is 15 minutes a day. And that's what I'm here to show you. Pretty much every video is basically how to work more. Work more, work less and earn more, okay? So in this video, again, I'm going to show you how you can start charging more and why you should start charging more. So to make, and I did this in another video because it was just a tangent and I figured this deserves its own video. Okay, so what we're going to look at is a few things. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just look at a typical job. So we're going to pretend that a job that you typically do is $7,000, okay? And based on that, most gurus and people that you listen to online, they'll tell you need to hit at least 50% profit. But depending on your area and depending on your type of service, that's not going to be always possible. Like for us, even though we are the highest priced company in the area, most of our vinyl prices, we're only hitting about 38, 40%. Aluminum, we might be closer to 50. So in this, I'm just going to do 40%. Okay. So that leaves us with $2,800. Okay. So based upon that, we're going to look at 3 tiers. Okay. So we're going to pretend that you're still charging $7,000. Then we're going to do one where you're charging just a little bit more. Okay. And then finally, we're doing one, and this is what we're pretty much up to, because prior to this year, we were at about $7,000. But what we started doing is just kept on raising our pricing more and more, and now we're up to about $8,500. Okay. Now, obviously, your first thought is like, if I'm only charging $7,000, there's no way I can get to $8,500. But you can. There's people that are willing to pay for it. Okay. As long as you do a few things. One, you have to be able to stand out from the rest of the group, the rest of the contractors in your area. And the main way to do that is through your Google My Business listing. So if you're not familiar with that, this is where, when people search for, services online on Google, there's that Google Maps section where it shows your company name as well as your reviews. Well, the only thing you have to do is increase your reviews and make sure you have good ones. So for us, we have about 135 reviews for a 4.9 rating, and the other companies might be at 20, 30, 40, 60 reviews. Some are decent, but most of them by far are like 3.5 stars, maybe 4 at the very most. And because of that, because of places like Amazon, you're able to, you're trained, or people are trained to actually pay more. Because like if you are on Amazon, right? And there's 2 products. Okay, product A, product B. Now, if product A is 75 and product B is 100, which one are you charging? 75, if that's the same thing, right? But with the reviews, like just say this one has a 4.8 and they have 120 reviews, and this one only has a 4.1 and they only have 16 reviews. Which one are you picking now? You're picking, or I'm sorry, I did this backwards. Jesus Christ. let's fix this. And I'm sorry. So let's pretend this is 4.1 for 16 and 4.9 for 120. So throwing shit. So at this point, who are you picking? And the answer is this one. Okay, well, the same process goes to this. Okay, but now we have to look at a few things. So right now, we're going to pretend that you right here, maybe you're on the smaller side, because this channel is more geared towards people that are just trying to figure out their business. So let's pretend right now like you only focus on word of mouth. And that's how you get all your business. Okay? Because word of mouth is the best referral source. Like, you know, chances are for every referral you get, like you might only need 3 referrals to book a job, or maybe 1 out of 2. Whereas when you start spending money on advertising, it might be 1 out of 10. So yeah, your money's definitely in here in the beginning, but unfortunately, you're not going to ever be able to get to this price point selling enough jobs at this price point to, you know, support you and your family. So what you have to do instead, and we're going to look at this. So again, we'll look at these numbers. So the first thing we're looking at is the profit. Okay, so we already did this. 7,000 is 2,800. Okay, we added 500, so it's 3,300. Okay, and then this one we added another 1,000, so we're at 4,300. Okay, simple enough. Now, this is the advertising, or I'm sorry, the number of leads. So basically, you know, for this, if we're doing everything, we're going to keep it all even. So we're going to pretend this takes, for every 10 leads, we book a job, okay? And remember, this we're not paying anything for, so this is kind of like a baseline. You're always getting 10 leads and you're just going to book a job, okay? But this one, you need 20 leads to book this one job. And this one, you need 30 leads to book this job, okay? So what we need to do, because right now our baseline is only 10 leads, we need to get to 20 leads. So what we're going to do is spend money on advertising. Okay? So we're going to do pay for leads, or let's call it ads. Okay? And this is one core concept that you have to realize. Okay? So on average, I personally pay about $10 to $15 per lead. Other lead companies, or if you do it on your own, like you're probably going to end up paying more. But we're just going to say you spend $25 per lead. Okay. So for this, we're paying for 10 leads, so it's going to cost, and 25 per lead, so it's going to cost us $250 for that customer, which you might think that's crazy. Now this one you're going to think is even crazier. So now we need to pay for 20 leads at $25 a piece. That's now $500 per customer, okay? So the total left, we didn't pay anything, so we got 28, right? Easy enough. This one, we got them in for 3,300, but we paid 250, so we're at 3,050. Okay, simple enough. Now this one, we got it for 4,300. Well, we had to pay $500 for them. So 3,800 bucks. So you can see right here, and yes, it is this simple. You're doing jobs for $2,800 profit, okay? Or you can be doing them for about $3,000, like an extra $250. Or you can do it for an extra $1,000 in profit by doing this, okay? Just because you started advertising. Like, it's literally this simple. Now, you obviously have to get your leads down to a decent price. And again, there's 2 ways to get more leads. One is to pay for leads, and 2 is to really focus on your Google My Business listing, which there will be a video on that. And that's how I personally did this as well, is just from the Google My Business listing, from this year alone, I've received at least 3,700 phone calls. Not a joke. Like, I use a call tracking program where every phone call gets logged in. So I basically have like 20 different phone numbers. I have one for like Google My Business. I have one for Facebook. I have one for Facebook ads. I have one for Google Organic. I have one for Google Ads. I know where everything's coming from. Okay. So I know I've received at least 3,700 phone calls By now it's probably like 38 by the end of the year because it's December, I don't know, 3rd, 4th. We're probably going to be closer to 4,000 leads or calls just from that. Obviously, there's people that call twice or 3 times, but even if it was half that number, I'm going to be looking at 2,000 phone calls, 2,000 different people that called me for free. So you just have to do that. But anyway, back to this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the total for the year. Now we're just going to pretend that we only did 100 jobs. Now for my company, we'll do like 300 jobs, 400 jobs, 500 jobs, just depends. Okay? So whatever your number is, but if we do off 100, that means I made $280,000, or I could have made $305,000, or I can make $380,000. So you can see here, I did the same amount of jobs. No matter what, I did 100 jobs, okay? The only difference is, I cost. Okay, so the last thing we'll look at, because this is how most people judge what they're going to spend. Like they're going to say, I'm going to spend X amount or whatever. They don't look at the ramifications of, or the potential side effects of spending more or less money on advertising. So my ad cost for this, $0. Not bad, $280,000. But for this, I spent $25,000. Most guys are like, there's no way I'm spending $2,000 a month on ads. But you see right here, you did the same amount of jobs, but you were able to increase your pricing, and because of that, you made an extra $25,000. So basically, you put in 25 and you got out 50. It's the broken slot machine. It's like that example where, if you knew there was a slot machine that you go to the casino and there was this one special one that was always, broken for whatever reason, and you knew that for the entire year, if you went there and spent $25,000, but it spit out $50,000, wouldn't you keep on doing it over and over again? Like, it's that simple. And if this number's too scary for you, like if you go to the casino and put in $100 to get out 200, how often would you do it? It's literally, shit's this simple. It's this simple. Like, everyone makes business so complicated, it's this simple. Now for this number, this is the funny one. So now I'm spending $500 per customer for 100 customers. I spent $50,000, right? And a lot of guys are like, there's no way in hell I'm spending $4,000 a month for advertising. But again, we did nothing different. You didn't add to your workload at all. So whatever you're currently doing today, right this very second, if you just started this and you're here and instead you decide to start advertising, or you're here and you're already doing some advertising, maybe you're spending $1,000 a month or whatever, just increase your ads. Like, that's all it comes down to. So because we did the same amount of work and because we just spent $50,000 a year in advertising, we put in 50. And again, this is profit. So we put in 50K. And then out of that, we walked out with 430K. It's this simple. It's this simple. If you want to make more while working less or working the same amount, like if you want to do nothing different, you just need to increase your ads. Because again, you can put in $100 to get $200. Or in this case, you're putting in 5, right, to get 43. It's that simple. It's that simple. Like, shit's simple. Who would you not give $5 to if they could give you if they're going to give you 43 in return? It's that simple. This is how you fix your business. This is how you go from working 80 hours a week to working maybe 60 or 50 or 40, or in my case, 15 minutes a day. I just check reports. I get aggravated now. Like my biggest aggravation of today, there's two things. So my guys had to do a chain link installation. And the post that they sent were, instead of being the right for the chain link, we only do all black. Oh, speaking of which, on another tangent, the other reason why I only work 15 minutes a day is because we eliminated most of what we do. We used to do everything. Like if the customer had money, we did the job. Now there's only a few things we do. That's another secret. But for today, so we do all black chain link. Normally they're painted posts. Well, this time they were vinyl coated. So they were saying the caps weren't fitting. So I had to go deal with that. And what else for this week? Oh, and then I had to go draw on a survey, like, you know, use my tablet and draw on a survey, and I got pissed off because I had to do that. That's literally like what my week consisted of, like, besides checking reports. And I only could do it because of this. So literally just do this to increase leads. There will be videos on this. So this is a newer channel. I've done it for fencing related, but found out a lot of fence guys are very happy in just digging holes for the rest of their lives. So I've decided to start working with contractors that want to improve their business. And again, do this. Like literally just do this. There's a link below for different videos and whatnot. The one thing is for the profit planner, I would check it out. Basically, it's free for 7 days. After that, it's $7 a month. So it's literally nothing. That's as of right now because I want to get enough test subjects coming in or test users so we can see how I can keep on improving it for you. And anyway, it will show you what happens if you're currently overworking yourself and you really need to hire, in staff, or you need to start raising your pricing or whatever else. Or this is a good example. It'll show you, like, if you start, if you're currently charging $7,000, like what happens if you charge $7,500? It'll show you how many less jobs you need per year. It will show you how many less hours you work per year. The way it knows how many less hours is because there's this job tracking feature that not only tracks like the profit and all that crap, but it also tracks the amount of minutes that you spend for that customer. Because it's not just about the installation, it's about the phone calls, the emails, going out the quotes, doing the actual quotes. Don't forget about the drive time, deposits, final payments, and if advertising for if you do like door hangers, stuff like that, along with the actual installation. So it will show you what will happen if you start delegating that time. It'll show you how many more jobs you need to book in a year, which is a hell of a lot less than you think. And it'll show you that most contractors, if you're working 60 or 70 hours a week, by hiring someone to just do the installation for you, you can cut like 25, 30 hours a week off of your time. And you really don't have to book any more jobs. You have to book a few more, but again, you spend more on advertising because when you put in, if you want to be a little scaredy cat and put in only $100, you're going to get out $200. Or if you want to do what I do, is you spend a shit ton of money and you put in $5 and you get out 43. Like, it's that simple. So have a great day.